National Administration. That is the National School for Administration. And this is a school that has been erected by and created by President de Gaulle many years ago. And in that school you have it is extremely difficult to enter. The children that go into, the students that go into that school are all from upper class families. And what they learn there is, of course, very useful things to be useful in the society. And what you see there, that all the high CEOs of big companies like and the railway, for example, the real big shops of the nation, they are what they call ENAC, and they come from the ENA, ENA. And so there you see another phenomenon, that the ones that come out of that school are all very good function in the society, and they are the most intelligent people of the nation. That is also to be mentioned because that has an influence on the weight of France in Europe. Because when they come out with diplomats that have the ENA, and they do, then you are most of the time more heavy, effectively, mentality-wise and intelligence-wise, than the others in the other countries that are represented. See? Now, about politics, I think I have the time to go over it very shortly. Traditionally, we have in France two big parties: the right and the left, and the right-wing people, and the socialists, in fact. And more left of the socialists, or rather the communists. And there was a young man called Olivier de Saint-Senot. He's quite new, and he is more and more now getting important in France, because he is taking away a lot of voters for the Socialist Party. The Socialist Party is in disarray at the moment. They have in November the election of the new president of the Socialist Party, and one of them is the most has the most chance that he will be elected is Bertrand de Lannoy. He is mayor of Paris at the moment. And then we have also the Martine Aubry, and of course Ségolène Royal, that was the candidate of the Socialist Party to be president 1.5 years ago. You might remember her. That was a lady, and she was running against Sarkozy, who won. So we have now Sarkozy as a president, and he's a right-wing president. And on the right-hand side we have UMP, that is the party of the president himself. And you might maybe remember the name of Le Pen, and he was the extreme right, and he is really gone, in fact, because in fact when Sarkozy was running for president, he had so many ideas that were very near Le Pen's ideas that he took all the votes away from Le Pen, and you don't hear of him anymore now. So the situation is that the left is more going to the left at the moment with Olivier de Saint-Senot, a young man who is gathering a lot of extreme left people. And the socialists are in disarray, and they have not really developed. And we have the president Sarkozy with his party. He's president at the moment. Now, we have this president Sarkozy now for around 1.5 years. And when I look at the future, that is at the end of my story. Otherwise, after that, I get these questions from the future will be traditionally what I've always seen since 1968, when I was involved in France. Then what you see is that when there's a right-wing president or right-wing government, then there's coming, of course, legislation that is right-wing, and then after elections, and very often, there's a left-wing president, left-wing government coming in, and then all the legislation is broken down. They construct something new. There is an enormous amount of energy lost there with this exercise. So what I think personally what's going to happen is that people that are not happy with Sarkozy, because he has a very bad relationship with the media, And although I think that he's doing a lot of good reforms, and everybody agrees that he does a lot of reforms and that was really necessary too. Although that, despite that, he will most probably not be voted again in 4 years from now. And what I think that is most probable that we will get Strauss-Kahn as the new president. He is the socialist. He is now the president of the IMF, but he is very popular with the socialists, and he is a right-wing socialist. And so it is quite possible that it will turn out to be him in 4 years' time. But don't hang me up, it's not the case, but you never know. But this is my idea about the future of France. Now, I became a French citizen 2 years ago. I mean, I have 2 nationalities now. And I think that as a French citizen, I can tell you this is red wine. This is drunk in France very often. It is good for your health. So, on behalf of all the French people, I'd like to raise my glass for your good health, all of you.
Thank you. Awesome.
Now I take yours. I will have to take your questions if you have. Yes, please.
Hey, where do you live in France?
I live in Bordeaux. Bordeaux, when you go east from Bordeaux,
yep.
100 miles east, there's an area, it's called the Périgord, or what is called the Département de Dordogne. After the French Revolution, all the areas in France had to be called after rivers, and there's a big river that's called the Dordogne. It's going through this department, and then it's just 100 miles east of Bordeaux.
My sister-in-law lives in Le Coup-et-Bicaroc. It's near.
Yes, Le Coup-et-Bicaroc.
Yeah.
But it's 5 minutes drive from my place.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah.
Go visit her.
I know. I'm going to this summer. I'll see you there.
This your sister?
My sister-in-law.
Amazing.
Sister-in-law.
Well, it's a nice question. Any more questions? Yes. Yes.
I was listening to NPR coming back on my drive, and they commented that the French banks were the only, the French banks were the only banks in Europe that didn't have to be bailed out of this mess. And so they were commenting that, how is that possible that it was the French banks didn't need help when everybody else in the world needs help? And it has something to do with their lending practices, that they're really rigid about who they will lend money to.
Yes, well, but what I heard a long time ago when the subprime problems became here apparent in America, then there was a commentator in the radio who said that they didn't have so much risk because the mortgage practice and the limitation for mortgages were much higher in France. So they said, well, don't worry, we don't have that problem. Maybe.
Well, apparently it's true. They said the French are they're very low risk people.
Well, I
They
don't
won't.
know.
That's nice.
Sorry, I don't know
All that red wine.
What do you think of your president's wife?
Yes, she's made all the papers, yeah, that's what I want to know about.
I missed that question, sorry.
What do you think of your president's wife?
The new wife, yes.
Well, what I think of President Sarkozy, yes, he has not any manners. He is not a polite gentleman. He is a booming guy, He's enormously energetic, and he has very good ideas, I think, too. But I am still very, very angry at him because what he didn't do, he never presented his wife officially to the French people. It just happened in the latest journals, the magazines and that kind of. We knew all about her. But then he married her officially on a certain Saturday, and a lot of friends of his, personally friends, and then nothing happened. He should have, as a president, this dignity, which he doesn't have. He should have said, well, ladies and gentlemen, in front of television, this is my wife. And what's the meaning of that? She's now kind of first lady. She has this and that to do, and so on, that kind of thing. Just something friendly. And she need not say anything, but she's sitting there, and this is just, he should have done that, and he didn't, and I'm still very angry. Perhaps, but I'm gonna put him in again.